My name is Jeff Haltom. I'm originally from Henderson, Tennessee, but currently live in Jackson, Tennessee. It was kind of an interesting journey. I never took drama classes in high school or college or anything. And I had a cousin, his name was Frank Knapp, who was sort of a kind of a jack of all trades. He was a professional skydiver. He was a country music artist, and he did acting. He was in it, shows like In the Heat of the Night, and did commercials. He was in some horror movies, and he did a movie with Jim Caviezel and Jake Lloyd. So I kind of idolized him, and I always thought that was something that'd be cool to do, and never really took advantage of until about 2011. And I had a friend of mine, Ricky Mitchell, who was a theater teacher at the high school I work at, and he was trying to decide what play to do, and he decided, and I said, well, maybe you should try to do Of Mice and Men, because it was a book and a film that I was a big fan of. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll do it if you play Lenny. Okay, all right, I'll take you up on that challenge. And so I just kind of went home, watched the film over and over, and basically copied John Malkovich's performance, and I think I did a pretty good job, and it sort of opened up the avenue to different plays. And then I sort of got involved in a company called Jackson Filmhouse, a whole nother story, we won't get into that. But through Jackson Filmhouse, I did make some good acquaintances. I got to meet some well-known actors like Walt Willey, Judy Norton, Karen Carlson, took some classes, some acting classes with them. And I also got to meet Larry Triplett. And Larry was the one who got me in contact with Jerron, and really it kind of took off from there. Worked closely with Jerron in several different films, and kind of got me where I am today. There's a lot of different actors I like, but for different reasons. I sort of have a philosophy of acting that comes from a Stephen King book. He did this book about writing, and one of the things he said in that book kind of stuck out to me. He said, in order to be a good writer, you have to read a lot. And I sort of take that same philosophy with acting. In order to be a good actor, you got to watch good acting. So I'm the standards. I'm a big fan of DiCaprio. I like watching not only the way he delivers lines, but also what he does between the lines. And the facial expressions, the gestures he makes. It really kind of fascinates me the way he can act without speaking. But as far as my favorite actor right now, I'm going to kind of go off board here, and a guy named Walton Goggins. He's a very versatile actor. Probably don't know the name, but you probably have seen some of his characters. He was in The Shield, Shane in The Shield. He was in Boyd Crowder in Justified. He was Venus Van Dam in Sons of Anarchy. He's such a versatile actor. He can transform into any character. Baby Billy Freeman in Righteous Gemstones. He's just fun to watch. But yeah, I'd probably have to right now go with Walton Goggins. My favorite movie probably of all time is probably The Shawshank Redemption. Just again, it's a great character study. It's a beautiful story. It's incredibly acted. I'm also a big fan of television shows. I'm probably Breaking Bad's biggest fan. Love Walton, watching Bryan Cranston, Giancarlo Esposito, all these actors and the way they tell the story. But yeah, I'd probably have to go with probably Shawshank Redemption. I play Lieutenant Ralph Chu. He is sort of heads up a drug task force. If you're just on the surface looking at the character, he may seem somewhat flat, but there's some depth and some versatility to him that we kind of explore once we see his relationships with some of the other characters, specifically the character Greer, played by Everett. Chu is very loyal to his friends. He wants to do right. He wants to make the right decisions, and at the same time protect the people that he cares for. So in that respect, he and I are a lot alike. We take our job seriously. and we're fiercely protective and loyal to our friends. Sometimes he can let his job drive him too far, and without giving too much away, he's lost some relationships because of his job, and I think that is one of the big things that kind of separates me and him. That's probably one of the harder things to, as far as playing the character, to explore that kind of relationship. This is a character that I've lived with, I guess going on 5 years now from when we did the web series. It's a character that I've I've kind of put in my back pocket for a while, and then I bring it back out every now and then because I know we're gonna come back to him. There wasn't really, I wouldn't say there's a huge challenge to playing him. It's just, again, making sure that he didn't become a stale character. Trying to find some things in his backstory, in his history that help define some of the motivations that drive him and some of the decisions that he makes throughout the film. The relationships that I made with a lot of the actors, some of the actors, like I said, really just one or two of the actors. I've played these same characters with Everett before, Greer and Chew, and they have a really great chemistry. And it's just meeting some of the new actors, JD and Nicole, and building a relationship with them. There's one scene that we filmed that I think is gonna have a lot of people talking, and I'm gonna get too much into it, but you'll know it when you see it. But just tidy whities, that's all I'm gonna say. And of course, I didn't get to work with a lot of the characters that you're also going to see in the film, and I'm really excited to see some of the things that they're going to do on that side of the film, some of the scenes that I'm not in, and that's, I hope to get to meet those guys someday. But JD, he owns his character. He's a good comic relief for the film. Everett's always a pleasure to watch. He really embodies his character so well. Nicole, seeing her, and seeing some of the range of emotions she goes through. There's a lot of great characters in this film. I think you're going to connect with and really enjoy watching. There's a universe. We're going to explore these characters further in depth later on. Working with Misguided Perceptions Media Group has been one of the highlights of my acting career. I've got to bring these characters to life that in these universes that hopefully are going to be seen for ages, and it's always like I said, a family atmosphere working on the set with Misguided Perceptions Media Group. It's I won't say it's necessarily escapist, like an Avengers movie or something like that with fantasy and all this stuff. There's a reality to it, a grittiness to it, a visceralness to it that with shows like The Shield, Breaking Bad to a degree, NYPD Blue. Those crime dramas that can, I guess, people can somewhat relate to and know that kind of stuff happens in real life. There's not anything that's so out of the realm of possibilities that will make you just go, it's such a real film that hopefully everybody can connect with.